Hi, I'm Elena. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, this is Elena in Wonderland. Go grab a drink, coffee, water, because you need to stay hydrated. Okay, so by the title, you have seen that this is gonna be our mid-year Freakout book tag. Okay. Do I know if I said that right? Now, also, do I care if I said that right? A little bit. A little bit, if I'm honest. But here is my journal. We added a few more stickers. Don't worry, I will have a mid-year journal flip through coming out shortly. It'll probably be coming out the beginning of July, maybe the first Tuesday of July. I put some new sticker decorations on there. And then I have this cute little ghosty. This is a paper clip. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say or figure out, but paper clip. Let me get a little bit better into the frame for you all. I'm so sorry. I'm here because I really wanted to do this mid-year book freakout tag. I definitely said that wrong in the beginning of this video. It's fine. Welcome to the chaos of Elena. Let's go ahead. I wrote everything down because I film YouTube videos on my phone. If you did not know that, hi, I don't have money for an actual camera. And you know what? When you want to do something and you enjoy doing it, you make things work. And so we film on our phone over here. Totally fine. And a lot of the time, the quality of these videos come out way nicer than I think they're going to look. So that makes me happy. So the first question is best book so far. I would have to say there's two books, but I've talked about one enough on my channel in the last 2-3 videos. We don't need to talk about it again, but I'm going to say King of Sloth by Miss Anna Huang. I honestly can tell you that this book came into my life at the exact time I needed it to come in because I was going through a lot of things and familial issues, and this book really hit home for me with our character Sloane, our main female character in the book. And a lot of the time she's referred to as an ice queen. Honestly, sometimes I don't like to be emotive. I don't like showing when I'm upset. I don't like crying in front of people. It's just not something I prefer to do. And that's not very healthy. But we're in therapy, so don't worry. It's a hard habit to break, to open up to people, period. But Sloane, our main character, has been betrayed, is a great word to use, so to say. And so she doesn't trust very easily at all, if any. And I just feel like this book had the perfect amount of romance and the perfect amount of plot for the two main characters, which was Xavier is the main male character and Sloane as well. This also was my first read on the Anna Huang influencer team. I didn't share that with you all, and I'm excited to share now that I got accepted onto her influencer team, and I'm really happy because I wasn't gonna apply for it. I just felt like, this tiny little account I created on the internet on my Bookstagram as well as here, my videos, I just felt like my small account wasn't going to be seen. Why would an author who's literally worldwide famous for their books want small accounts? And you know what? That's probably exactly why she wanted smaller accounts. So I'm really proud of myself that I went ahead and applied. Thank you, Amber, one of my besties. She said, you know what? Just still apply. The worst that you get is a no. So I did. The next question, number 2. Best sequel. I have read a lot of books in series, but it is like book 3, that was book 4. I read both book 3 and 4 in that series. So book 2, an actual sequel in a duology, is Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. I really enjoyed this book, honestly a little bit more than the first book. This is a 4-star series for me because I read a lot of fantasy, and this is more so, in my opinion, like a beginner starter for fantasy, or if you're more into romantic fantasy where the main-ish plot is romance and then fantasy is more of a subplot, vice versa. I would say that these are a great starting point to get you like dipping your toes into the fantasy realm. I loved the card aspect, the magic system. I do just wish we had like a little bit more magic, if I'm honest, but this book was definitely way better than the first book for me, personally. On to question number 3. New release you haven't read but want to. So I recently just bought this book. It's called A Little Kissing Between Friends, and this is by Chinsia C. Higgins. I think it's pronounced Chinsia, I'm not sure. They also wrote the book Devon and Chris Plan a Wedding, which I did the audiobook of that this year and absolutely freaking loved it. There are a few triggering scenes in the book that would actually trigger me now. So I'm kind of glad that I ended up reading it in the beginning of the year before everything ended up happening to me. But I have been looking forward to this book coming out since reading Devon and Chris Plan a Wedding, because I loved the author's writing so much and how she basically had a really beautiful way of like storytelling, but also very nice sapphic romance and a little bit of spice, just enough to like chef's kiss, if you know what I mean. So I'm hoping for the same thing in this book. And obviously we're going to have like a friends to lovers situation here. A little kissing between friends. Number 4 is going to be most anticipated release for second half of the year. Obviously, this has to be Celestial Monsters. I have talked so much about the Sunbearer Trials on this channel. The sequel comes out this October. I just did my journal entry post on my Bookstagram, and Aiden Thomas himself commented on the post, which of course I had like a fangirl moment, okay? Was so ecstatic that 1, he even saw the post, 2, he liked what I did for my spread. Go ahead and check out the link in my comment bio thingy, and that'll show you direct link to my spread that I did. However, the sequel, he said, comes out this year in October, and that is going to be honestly the most anticipated. I am so ready for this book to come out. The last one was such a cliffhanger, and all I keep thinking about is Teo, and like, what is he going to do? How is he going to handle this situation he was completely unexpected for? I'm on a tangent, but honestly, we'll move forward because I'm just going to continue to babble on. Number 5, biggest disappointment. We'll put it over here. That is Bride by Allie Hazelwood. I DNF'd this book about 50% through, and then I skipped a bunch of pages and went to 95% so I could read a specific smut scene, and I hated all of it. It was very cringy. It was not for me at all, and it just I'm trying to be nice, but like, I did not like that book. And I was highly disappointed because of all the people who were pumped and ecstatic about a paranormal romance. But this was also Allie Hazelwood's first paranormal romance. And so I'll give her like some leeway with that because there was a lot of, I don't know, just there was so many moments that were cringe worthy that I felt uncomfortable, and then I just ended up giving my mom the book because I didn't want it anymore. Nope. Unhaul. Goodbye. Sayonara. Number 6. Biggest surprise. That's gonna be I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid. You all saw me talk about this in the last video that I posted with Jan a week ago from today. Holy crap. If you have not read this book, you are sitting. You are waiting. Come on. It's okay. First off, it's tiny. Second off, every time you're thinking, okay, I know where this is going. No, you don't. Let me tell you, you do not know. Okay. And I literally was so shocked that I loved this that much. 5-star freaking read. I will be picking up Ian Reid again. I own another book by Ian Reid. It's called We Spread, and I can't wait to read that as well. The next question, number 7, new favorite author. This can be a debut author, or it can be an author new to you. That's going to be Aiden Thomas. This is Aiden Thomas. Obviously, I love their stuff. That is Cemetery Boys and also the author of the Sunbearer Trials. Question number 8 is newest fictional crush. I will have to absolutely say Miles from Funny Story. Emily Henry really knows how to write a man that you can fall in love with. At least for me. This was my second Emily Henry. The first Emily Henry book I read was Book Lovers, and I freaking fell in love with Charlie. And I literally fell in love with Miles as well. I really feel like our setup with Daphne and Miles, their relationship really does give Aiden and Carrie vibes from Sex and the City. And I love Aiden's character. So of course, I love and have a fictional crush on Miles. It makes sense. Number 9, newest favorite character. That is also going to be Teo from the Sunbearer Trials. Honestly, y'all, it's because Teo is an underdog. They were completely unprepared for these trials, and then bang, bang, boom, they did amazing. And that's all I can tell you because I'm not spoiling the book. Please go read it. Next up, number 10, book that made you cry. That is gonna be The Honey Witch by Sydney Shields. This book made me cry because it was a sentimental moment, not only for the main character, it was sentimental to me. This deals with grief of a family member passing away, and her grandma passed away. And so that is something that is still pretty dear and soft in my grief process. My grandma passed away in 2021 in September, and if every time I read something with grandparents passing away or a parent passing away, I get very emotional, and the scene in the book made me cry, and I loved that book so much. Also a 5-star read for me. Question number 11, book that made you happy. So that is going to be Heartstopper Volume 5 by Alice Oseman. I love Nick and Charlie. Let's just be honest, I have been having a really hard mental health month, so I needed a good pick-me-up for June, and honestly, a graphic novel was the best way to go for me. So picking up Heartstopper Volume 5, it just brought me so much joy to get back into the world with Charlie and Nick and their friends and just seeing them grow as characters. There is like a weird plot. Like, it's not weird for teenagers, it's weird being an adult reading it, and that's them like wanting to take the next step in their relationship, and that was kind of weird for me being 29 years old. So didn't like that. Everything else I did love. There's a scene like with Charlie and his mom, and I feel like that was so raw and honest, and it just brings me so much joy, the whole series. So of course that made me happy. Question number 12, most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received. So I actually received this book from Saga Press, being on their Saga Says team, their influencer team, and that is Mirrored Heavens by Rebecca Roanne. See how literally stunning this cover is? Like, oh man, it's so pretty, and I just realized the map is off. The end papers are the map. Oh my goodness. I am so excited to read this because right now I'm actually reading the first book. This is a trilogy, and this is the last final installment. Thank you, Saga Press, for gifting me this free copy of Mirrored Heavens. It is one of my favorite book covers I have ever received. I'm gonna see if you can see this on the video, but her eyes are like colorful, and then everything else on her is blue. I love that. I think that's so cool. Question number 13. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? I only picked 2 because we could literally be here all day. So the first book is a book that I wrote down in my reading bullet journal for 24 in 2024. That is You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akwaeke Emezi. And I bought this last year. This is a newer edition of this cover, the lime green, because I believe it was an orange and I didn't like the orange. Then I saw this lime green cover and I was like, yeah, that's coming home with me. I've been wanting to read it. Have I read it? No. So obviously I need to hurry up. I only have 6 more months in the year. It sounds good. It sounds emotional. Like, I think I'm probably going to cry in this as well, because it's about a widower who has a second chance at love. That's really close to home. So I'm not a widower. Someone in my family is, and so that's really hard to read about. The next book that I will also say I need to read before the end of the year, because it's my most anticipated release of the entire year, and that's The Reformatory by Tananarive Due. This is such a beautiful cover as well, if I'm on. It's like a sunset, which I find very interesting and intriguing. Like, just the cover draws me in. I picked this book up because when I read Out There Screaming, the story Tooth and I think it was called, the short story that really impacted me the most and I wanted to read more was Tananarive Due's. And that just immediately, I was like, oh, we're about to fall in love with this lady's writing. And so I bought the book. And I also got a free copy from Saga Press. So thank you again, Saga Press, for the free copy of The Reformatory. The final question, number 14, is favorite book community member. So I have 3 people that I really wanted to highlight. I do have a lot of people who I love that I'll give like a little honorable mention. But the 3 people who are on YouTube as well as Bookstagram is going to be Jasmine, Blue Healers and Bookshelves. She has quickly become one of my really close friends. We literally text almost every day. And if we're not texting every day, it's because life gets in the way like everybody else. The next person I wanted to say was Jan, who just is an incredible human being. I was really happy to meet her in person and just get to spend a little bit of time with her as well. And then Jess from Cozy Jess, and I love Jess. I love you because you make me feel really welcome. You make me feel seen, and just like, it's fun to have a person to be like crazy with and like chaotic energy. And also, if you like to watch that stuff, that's exactly who Jess is through her YouTube videos as well. She's a crazy, goofy, silly time, which we love here. If you also did not catch a theme, apparently this is the year for J names. An honorable mention is going to be Jean, my friend who's now living in Seattle. I did a Seattle vlog with Jean back in February. Well, maybe March. I think it was March. But those are 4 J names, so I'm gonna move forward and say a couple other people really quickly. One of them being Amber. I mentioned her earlier in this video, but Amber and I are really good besties. We are mental health besties. We check in on each other all the time. We video chat. We send voice memos every day. It's just like, she's become one of my really, really close friends in life in general. So I'm just so grateful that she is a part of my life, and we both love Coraline, and she's super witchy, and I love that about her. And then you just have a couple other humans like Tiff with Reading with Tiff. She's on Booksta, and then as well as Dessa and another Jess. Dessa is such an incredible human being. They have really opened up my eyes and like viewpoint with important conversations, and just like having a support system from someone who truly like understands things that you're going through. That's what Dessa has been for me. So I appreciate them so much. And then Jess, her username used to be Thundering Reads, and honestly I cannot remember her new username, but they are over on Bookstagram as well. They're literally a sweet baby angel. She has gifted me a Christmas gift. She made me a birthday package, and she embroidered for the first time on the little gift bag she gave me. She's just so sweet, and if you're watching this, thank you so much. Don't worry, there's a birthday vlog coming out too, where I talk about it and show what I'm talking about on video. I'm just really behind on all my things, so we'll get there eventually. That is the mid-year book Freakout tag. If you haven't done this yet, go ahead and do it. I'll drop all of the questions in the bio down below, so that way you can write them down for yourself and film. I hope to see you on a new future video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Bye!